What's up, everybody? It's your boy Cody from Savant, and welcome to the final part of our first official mock draft for the 2026 season. If you haven't checked out episodes 1 and 2, go ahead and check them out in the links in the description below. Without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so in today's video, we're going through the final 12 picks of the draft, picks 21 through 32. And to start us off, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers at number 21, selecting Denzel Boston Jr., a 6'4", 210 receiver out of Washington. He had great stats last year, 62 catches, 881 yards, and 11 touchdowns. To me, has elite ball skills. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are a little bit lost offensively. They're missing somebody like George Pickens. Their run game's pretty good, but they're wanting more receiving targets than just DK Metcalf, and I think Denzel Boston brings just another twin tower over there that can be a real nuisance on the defensive side of the ball. He has elite ball skills. He's definitely a red zone threat, just kind of a big-bodied receiver that you want to chuck up 50-50 balls to. And I think this offense just needs a little bit more consistency in the pass game, right? So plays fast for his size. He doesn't run extremely well, didn't do that great at the combine, but you can tell on tape that he knows how to use his speed well, and he knows how to get good yak, and he plays pretty fast for his size. With the 22nd overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Chargers select Caden Proctor, offensive tackle out of Alabama. This guy is a monster. 6'7", 370, all SEC, great PFF grade, only 1 sack allowed last year. The Chargers need a lot of help. Their offense has kind of fallen apart because of their O-line, and I think that Caden Proctor offers you versatility. If Rashawn Slater or their other rookie tackle all ends up being hurt next year, you can plug and play him into the tackle spot, but he could also be a very, very good guard, which in all senses, the Chargers just need help everywhere on the front five. So he has a massive frame. He'll be really good in the run game specifically. He has adequate quickness. He gets to the second level pretty well. I think that he could use a little bit of help in pass pro, but for the Chargers, I know they want to run down people's throats for the most part and then use Herbert's arm to win games and kind of put the dagger in other teams, right? So he's got a little bit of versatility here. I just like that he can play multiple positions on the O-line for a Chargers team that desperately needs it. With the 23rd pick in the NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select Caleb Lomu. So you'll notice a little pattern here. We're actually going a couple offensive linemen in a row. The Philadelphia Eagles, Lane Johnson is getting ready to retire. I believe he's 37. And Lomu's a good replacement option. 6'6", 315, monster of a man. Big 12 honors last year, 0 sacks allowed, and a great PFF grade. He's more of a pass protector than he is a run blocker, but I think that that's currently what the Eagles need. And they're really just trying to get a replacement for a Hall of Fame left tackle that you can't easily replace, right? You might have to put Caleb in there to learn from him for a year or so, but I think that this is exactly what the Eagles like to do. Just develop great talent that kind of falls to them later in the draft and continue to bolster, and develop, and then just be a competitive team over the years, right? He's extremely athletic. He's got good sets in pass pro. He's a good anchor. He knows how to use his hands, and he's got great arm length as well. I think he sifts through the blitzes and stunts pretty well on his college tape. He's going to need to learn how to be a little bit more of a sharpened mobile run blocker, because currently on his film it's just not looking that promising. But I think that if any team can develop him, it's probably the Eagles, behind a great run game, a very slow and steady sort of pass game, and a quarterback who can make plays for himself. With the 24th pick in the draft, the Cleveland Browns select Monroe Freeling, tackle out of Georgia. We're going on an offensive tackle run here. I just think that these teams find good value late in the first round. The Cleveland Browns could use help all over the board. This guy's massive as well. 6'7", 315, second team all SEC, 85 PFF grade, and a 2.6% pressure rate. He is a great pass blocker. Same sort of thing as Lomu as well. I think he more of a pass blocker, a little bit less in the run. But really the Browns just need to start getting some cornerstones in their team. They lost Jedrick Wills this offseason. Their O-line was nothing that special last year as people were dealing with injuries. So this is just a young, up-and-coming, I think, starting left tackle from day one. And has a lot of fluidity in his game. He can switch blocks very well. He can get to the second level because of his athleticism. Now he just needs to find a body to actually block. And I think that he's going to be a great pass blocker for whoever they decide to throw out there at quarterback. If it's Shedeur next year, which I'm assuming it will be, he just needs a trusty tackle to actually play behind, right? So that they can make progress as this team continues to rebuild, gets off this crazy Deshaun Watson contract, and starts to just kind of re-identify themselves as anything but the laughingstock in the NFL. And with the 25th pick in the draft, my Chicago Bears select Peter Woods, defensive tackle out of Clemson. There are so many good players on the board right now. I think we could go safety. I think we could go linebacker. But I think everybody knows that our defensive line is just kind of pathetic. We were almost like worse in the run game last year. We had little to no sack production. And Peter Woods is more of just a gap eater, can play one tech, two tech, and knows how to shed blocks, more of a brawler than he is like a huge human that's just grabbing people, right? He's going to fight one-on-one battles and try to get up the field and break into the gaps to try to get a sack or two. He had 30 tackles, 3.5 tackles for loss last year with 2 sacks. Not the craziest production, but on tape you can see that he's just a guy who can fight off blockers, right? He can fight off blockers and get his teammates in the right position to succeed. I think he's a very powerful, explosive athlete who tested pretty well at the combine. Run stuffing monster. I just think that he eats those gaps and he kind of just doesn't allow push from his side, or if he gets double teamed, doesn't allow that much push, and that'll allow other players like newcomer Devin Bush, linebacker out of Cleveland, to actually make some plays, just make some tackles, right? They're trying to get faster on defense this year, and I think having this guy who can just kind of slow down the movement of O-line from opposing teams, that'll allow plays from Kyler Gordon, linebackers, and safeties, to happen. So, all right, guys, this is our opportunity to have a sponsor in our videos. We are a new and up-and-coming channel here on YouTube focusing on sports content. Me and Thomas have been working very hard on just trying to polish off our editing skills, our content, our graphic design, etc. And to keep this going, we just need somebody to help support our channel, right? We love a lot of things in this world, so more than anything, we will do our effort as well to try to get some sponsors in the back end. But if you know any fun sponsors or have any connections that might help us as we continue to try to grow our channel, please let us know. We'd be happy to give some ad space, any sort of affiliate links. We're just trying to make our name in this scene and do our best to provide our viewers with the most up-to-date, fun, exciting content as time goes on. Once again, thank you for watching. If you know any ad sponsors, let us know. With the 26th pick in the NFL draft, the Buffalo Bills select C.J. Allen, linebacker out of Georgia. Great size, 6'1", 230. This guy is a ball hawk. He had 88 tackles, 8 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles last year. I just think he's an extremely versatile defender in a scheme that's changing. They're going to be going to a 3-4, and they need linebackers who can just run all over the place. I was thinking about giving them a safety this year, but I think just having a green dot linebacker who is going to change kind of the culture of this defense will really help. I think they're pretty solid and could probably have used a little bit more help on offense, but getting DJ Moore, you can only spend so much money on offense. You need a defense that'll actually match the output of your offense. And I think this is just a great pick. A classic Georgia linebacker who falls way too low because of a stack class and because of positional value. So I think the Bills get a steal here at 25, or at 26, my apologies, with somebody who can shut off blocks to make a lot of plays, and he can do everything. He can blitz, he can cover, he attacks the ball, he knows how to force fumbles. He's just a great player overall, and I think that the Buffalo Bills could use a little bit of identity shift, as it's coming anyways with a 3-4 change. With the 27th pick in the overall draft, the San Francisco 49ers select Casey Concepcion. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Wide receiver out of Texas A&M. Lil, small, gadget guy who's got some pretty good size, I guess you could say, at 6 feet, 190. This is kind of the Debo replacement that people were waiting for last year, the Ayuk replacement. I mean, their wide receiver room is getting pretty thin. It's almost only Pearsall under contract. He had 61 catches, 920 yards, 9 touchdowns, and a rushing touchdown last year that included like 10 carries for 75 yards. So let's talk about him. He has incredible acceleration. If you watch him on tape, he is fast. Within the first 15 yards of his route or him touching the ball, he's either at top speed or very close to top speed, right? I think he's extremely versatile in a San Francisco offense with Kyle Shanahan. They can use him in the run game. They can use him on bubble screens. They can use him as a deep ball threat. I just think the sky's the limit for a wide receiver room that needs a little bit more versatility, as they've gotten a little bit stagnant over the years with an older Debo, a non-existent Ayuk, Pearsall, who literally got shot last year, and Jennings, who might not even be back on the team, right? So, and a older George Kittle as well, right? So I think this is just great fit mixed with need, so it feels like a good pick for the San Francisco 49ers at 27. And with the 28th overall pick in the draft, the Houston Texans select Olavega Ioane. Hopefully I pronounced that right as well. Offensive guard out of Penn State. This guy is a beast, 6'4", 320 pounds, first team All-American, 0 sacks allowed, 80% PFF grade. I mean, he's just a prototypical guard. This is exactly what the Texans need. They've been getting rid of all their linemen for some reason, trading away all their tackles and guards, which is leaving CJ Stroud a little bit hopeless back there. So I think they're going to go heavy O-line in this draft, and this is a great start. This guy's a run block demon for a team that I think is going to want to run the ball to support CJ Stroud a little bit and kind of get that, like, you know, seeing ghosts a little bit this past season. So hopefully this will help. He's got great core power and size. I think that he's just a great all-around guard who could easily be a Pro Bowler within 5 years. I think he has extremely high floor, and this is just the perfect landing spot for the Texans at 28. With the 29th pick, the Kansas City Chiefs select Avion Terrell, cornerback out of Clemson, 5'11", 185. This guy does it all. He had 48 tackles, 5 forced fumbles, 9 pass breakups, 3 sacks, and 4.5 tackles for loss last year. He's a little bit undersized, but I think he's just the perfect Kansas City Chiefs corner. He can blitz. He can play the run pretty well. He's a very physical press man corner that doesn't really get burned. He does lose some jump balls because he's smaller, but he's not getting burned, which I think is kind of what they need now that they've gotten rid of Trent McDuffie. I think he's extremely fluid, always around the ball, and can really just be a great pick for the Chiefs that need a new cornerback. And Avion Terrell is some people's cornerback 1, 2, or 3 in this draft. I think he falls a little bit outside of that for me, closer to 4 or 5, but still goes first round. I think he could have been a top 20 pick in most years, but because of such a good draft class, the Chiefs are able to get him at 29. With the 30th selection in the NFL draft, the Denver Broncos select Jacob Rodriguez, linebacker out of Texas Tech. This is another member of the Savant's Freak Factory. He tested so well at the combine, and look at his stats. He's everywhere. 128 tackles last year, 11 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 4 interceptions, 7 forced fumbles, and 6 pass breakups. This is the definition of a guy who can just shoot out of a cannon and make a play. He is an athletic freak. He can run very fast. He's got a high vertical. He can read offenses very well. He deciphers plays and just hits the gaps very hard and makes as many plays as he can, right? And I think for a Broncos offense or team that could use a different offensive player, this is just one more reason that their defense is so elite and will continue to carry them deep into the playoffs year after year, because they have a good offensive coach, but they have a defense to match. Just keep getting players like this who are aggressive, who try to create takeaways, and who make the right plays to get the Broncos defense off the field and giving the ball back to Bo Nix. I think he plays like a safety with linebacker power, and that's kind of all you need to know. I think he's got good size, 6'1", 230. Just a great pick that most people might think is a day 2, but I think because of the combine snuck his way into the first. And with the 31st overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots, the Super Bowl losers, select Cassius Howell, edge out of Texas A&M, 6'2", 253 with extreme sack production over the past couple years. He had 11.5 sacks last year, 14 tackles for loss. I just think that this Patriots team in general has seen the holes, right? The offensive line and some of the receivers were not helping Drake May at all in the Super Bowl. And I think their defense was kind of holding up okay until Kenneth Walker just kind of, tore the game open. Cassius Howell isn't the best run defender by any means, but I think in this league, you just need to get to the quarterback, right? Creating sacks, turnovers, etc. gets your team off the field and gives the ball back to your offense, and Cassius Howell can do exactly that. He's very versatile. I think he can, with his size, just get around a lot of pass protectors because he's fast, he's bendy, he's got all the characteristics you'd want out of drafting a specific pass rush prototype player at 31. And finally, with the 32nd pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks select Jadarian Price, running back out of Notre Dame. Everybody knows Jeremiah Love because he's such a beast, but his backup, Jadarian Price, was also very productive in college. He had 674 yards last year, 11 touchdowns, and a ton of missed forced tackles. To me, this is literally just a Kenneth Walker replacement. First of all, I have no idea why the Seahawks even got rid of Kenneth Walker to begin with. He literally carried your team to a Super Bowl and was a Super Bowl MVP. It's extremely disrespectful to get rid of a player like that. But luckily, you find his replacement at the end of the first round. He's got elite vision, athleticism, just was stuck behind somebody who's, honestly way better than him in Jeremiah Love. He's more of a zone runner that has some patience and, athleticism to break a few tackles, kind of bounce it outside, but he's got one-cut speed. I think once you get him into the open space, he can make people miss and just kind of take it to the crib from there, which I think is a good Kenneth Walker replacement. He's more of a complementary back to, I think, a Zach Charbonnet. Just another great back to have in a 1-2 punch. All right, guys, and there you have it. There is our official mock draft for the 2026 NFL Drafts, pick 1 through 32. Let us know what your favorite pick was in the comments below. Let us know what you guys thought about this little mini series as we continue to try new things over here at this channel. We will take all the feedback that we can get from our viewers. And once again, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Check out parts 1 and 2 if you weren't able to yet. And let us know who you think is going to win the Super Bowl next year. Thanks for watching.